Thank you for joining us on Biology Weekly. Happy Easter! So today we'll talk about what is an egg and the evolution of eggs and the various types of eggs. First, the basics. Every egg is one single cell. So from a microscopic egg to a big ostrich egg, they are all one single cell. So every egg is one single cell. Egg is a gamete, which means it is a cell used for reproduction. So the larger gamete is the egg, and the smaller gamete is called the sperm. And when the sperm and egg meet, they form the zygote, which is the child. And there are different kinds of eggs. So most fish do not have an outer egg shell. Like if you know the egg of a chicken or an ostrich has an outer shell, right? The egg shell. You will see that most fishes don't have it, and some amphibians may not have it too. This is because the eggshell has not evolved in those species. And actually aquatic animals are also one of the first animals. So they were in the water and they did not need a shell to protect the eggs. So the males and females, they release the egg and sperm respectively in the water, and then it fuses and then the child is formed. But then for birds, since they lay the eggs outside, it has to be protected. So that's why the evolution of the egg shell helps with those eggs. But for mammals, there is no outer shell for the eggs because, again, the egg is inside the body and then the sperm goes inside the body of the mother, the womb. And inside there is when the developments and the entire child is developed there mostly. So again, a shell is not required. So birds, reptiles, some amphibians, these species have an egg because they lay the egg outside on land. And this can be damaging to the egg if they don't have this outer shell. The outer shell is basically a protection layer, and it's made of calcium carbonate. And we'll make a small experiment now to see what happens to the calcium carbonate if we put it in acid. So you can take an egg and take any acid, which, because we're doing this at home, we have to be careful. That is why we'll use vinegar, white vinegar, or we can even use soda. But most sodas may not be very acidic to dissolve the entire eggshell, so vinegar would be better, and we'll see that in the experiment. So if you take the egg shell, which has calcium carbonate, and put it in acid, the reaction, the products of this reaction is calcium chloride, and then the carbonate turns into carbon dioxide, so it just evaporates, and then there's water. So that's why when you put an egg in acid, when you take it out, what happens? Let's do an experiment and see what happens.
Okay, so we're going to start. We got our glass, we have one egg, and we have just some regular house vinegar. We bought this at the grocery store right beforehand. It's not even name brand. So the first thing you want to do is you want to take your glass and your egg, you put your egg into your glass, just like that. And then you want to fill the vinegar in. Be careful not to spill any of it. And when you fill it in, you want enough to submerge the egg. So what you want to do is make sure that you fill it up over the egg so that none of the egg is showing, just like that. All right, so for the second part of this experiment, we want to get another cup, another egg. We're going to put the egg in there. We're going to get our soda. We're using a soda which we're not going to name, but any dark soda will work. And again, we're going to pour it so that it fills up over the egg. And you got to be a little careful because there's a lot of bubbles that will pop up, so don't pour too fast. And then this time the egg will actually float a little bit, which is okay. And it's only been about a minute, but you can see we're already having a reaction with our other egg in the vinegar. So you'll notice something with that immediately. Alright, so it's been 24 hours. And we got our two little experiments set up. We got the one with the vinegar, and we have the one with the soda. And I got a little bowl of water, just so we can wash the egg off. So we're going to start with our vinegar, which we know is a little bit of a stronger acid. So we take it, and we can already see there's been some kind of change. You know, you can see where I rubbed it earlier with my finger, and you can see that the egg itself is kind of squishy now. Where normally we're used to the harder egg. So let's go and put it in the water, and let's go ahead and wash it off. Ooh, wow, look at that. So as we're going, we can see this eggshell is coming right off, and we know from the chemical reaction that we went over earlier that there was one. Well, this is pretty cool. You can see right into it. All right, so as you can see, we kind of time-lapsed a little bit here so that you didn't have to watch me scrub the egg off, but we did do a good job of washing it, and you can see the entire eggshell's gone, except for this little spot up here. And if you look at the soda one over here, you can see that there's a little spot of it that's not hanging out. So this is the part of the shell that was out of the vinegar. And although a little bit of it did rub off, it did not completely rub off. But we can see it's pretty cool. And in the egg itself, you can kind of squeeze it. Nothing's happening. Let's see if we... So let's go ahead and check out our soda egg. And we're going to kind of tell right away that this is quite gross. And you can just imagine what the soda does to your teeth. But if you can't tell, the egg itself, it's still pretty hard. I'm just going to wash it off a little bit. So this egg, we weren't able to dissolve the entire shell itself, but you can see that there's definitely some damage here. And it's a lot thinner down here where the soda had touched it than it is up at the top. So you can, like I said, you can really imagine what this soda is doing to your teeth. So you should make sure you brush your teeth twice a day. All right, and that's what we got for this one. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more videos.